Good morning, students. Let us continue our discussion on alternating current. In this video lesson, we will discuss about phasor and phase relationship between the current and voltage across different circuit elements. That is, AC circuit containing resistance only, AC circuit containing inductance only, AC circuit containing capacitance only. This much we will discuss in this lesson. So let us begin our discussion with phasor. What is phasor? Any physical quantity which varies sinusoidally with time and can be represented by the projection of some rotating vector is called phasor. For example, displacement of a particle in simple harmonic motion is given as y is equal to r sine omega t. Now, why the displacement of the particle in simple harmonic motion at time t? So first thing, that is the quantity must vary sinusoidally with time is fulfilled. Now, this is your amplitude vector r, and if it is rotating, if the particle is rotating with an angular velocity say omega, then in time t it will describe an angular displacement omega t. So if we take the projection of rotating vector r on the y-axis, it will be r sine omega t, which gives the displacement of the particle in simple harmonic motion at time t from the mean position. So it is a phasor. Now, what do you mean by phasor diagram? So the diagram representing alternating EMF and current as rotating vectors along with the phase angle between them is called phasor diagram, because the alternating EMF and alternating current both are phasors, because we can represent both EMF and current, instantaneous value of alternating EMF and current, in terms of rotating vectors E naught and I naught, as that both are varying sinusoidally with time, and they are also and they can also be represented by the projection of the amplitude vectors E naught and I naught on the y-axis. So alternating EMF and current both are called phasor, and the diagram representing alternating EMF and current as rotating vectors along with phase angle between them is called phasor diagram. Now we will see the phase relationship between the current and voltage across an AC circuit containing resistor only. Now here figure shows the AC circuit containing resistance only. Now the value of alternating current is changing frequently, so its direction is also changing, but we are giving here sign for the current because we are representing the instantaneous value of current. That's why we are putting arrowhead here. Now if E is equal to E naught sine omega t be the instantaneous value of EMF in the circuit, then our aim will be to find out the expression for current at that instant present in the circuit, and that too as a sine function, so that we can compare their phase angle. Now for that, let us apply Kirchhoff's rule in this circuit. So at that instant, suppose this is, we start from here and this is the polarity of the source providing alternating EMF, then this will be taken as positive E, because we are moving in the direction of increasing potential. Now if I is the current and R is the resistance, then IR will be the potential drop across the resistor, and we are moving in the direction of decreasing potential, so there will be a fall in potential. So we have to write minus IR, and that must be equal to 0. So E minus IR is equal to 0, and thereafter substituting the value, finally we get I is equal to I naught sine omega t. Now if we compare the phase angle of current and the phase angle of EMF, we find that both are same. It means AC circuit containing resistor only, current and voltage both are in the same phase. Same phase meaning both becomes minimum at the same time, both becomes maximum at the same time, which is clear from the graphical representation of E and I. You can see here both are minimum same time, here both are maximum, here again both are 0, here again both are maximum. So current and voltage both becomes 0 and maximum at the same time, and that too in the same direction. If they are maximum in positive direction, then both are in positive. If they are maximum in negative direction, then both are maximum in the negative direction. This is the meaning of same phase, and their phase relationship through phasor diagram we can represent it like this. E naught and I naught both are on the same line. Here is I naught, their projection gives the value of I and E, and their phase angle is both omega t. So this gives you the phase relationship between the alternating EMF and current across the resistor. Next is AC circuit through inductor. Now here figure shows the AC circuit containing inductor of inductance L only. There is no resistive element. Now if E is equal to E naught sine omega t is the instantaneous value of EMF, and I and di by dt is the current and rate of growth of current at that instant in the circuit, then induced EMF in the circuit is given as E is equal to L di by minus L di by dt. Negative sign here shows the opposing nature of induced EMF. So net EMF in the circuit according to Kirchhoff's rule, if we begin from here, then this is the direction of increasing potential, so it will be E, and here we are going in decreasing potential, so it is minus L di by dt is equal to 0. So E minus L di by dt is equal to 0. So di is equal to E naught by L sin omega t dt. Integrating it, we get I is equal to E naught by L minus cos omega t by omega into dt. Now here our aim is to express minus cos omega t in terms of sine function, and in that sine function omega t must be positive. Now minus cos omega t. So if we write it, then sine 90 plus theta is also cos theta, sine 90 minus theta is also cos theta. But here we are writing 90 minus omega t, because when we bring this negative sign in the angle, then sine minus theta is minus sine theta, so both gets reversed and omega t becomes positive. So it will become sine omega t minus pi by 2. In place of pi by 2 minus omega t, if we write plus omega t, then after inserting negative sign within the angle, omega t becomes negative. So we cannot write plus omega t here. So we are writing it as omega into L, E naught by omega into L, and V by R. So E naught is in the place of V, so omega L is in the place of R, so omega L is just like resistance. We are giving a symbol XL, and it is known as inductive reactance. So it becomes I equal to E naught by XL sin omega t minus pi by 2, and finally I is equal to I naught sin omega t minus pi by 2. Now compare the phase angle of alternating current omega t minus pi by 2 and alternating EMF omega t. So EMF is omega t and current is omega t minus pi by 2. That is, current lags behind voltage by phase angle pi by 2. Phase angle between current and voltage is 90 degree, and current is lagging behind the voltage. So if we have to draw the graphical representation, so at t equal to 0, it becomes sine minus pi by 2, and that is minus sine 90, that is minus 1. So I is equal to minus I naught. So current will be maximum at t equal to 0, but in negative direction, which is shown here. Second thing, E is equal to E naught sin omega t. At t equal to 0, E is 0. So E is 0 here. And when t is equal to t by 4, putting its value, you can see that E becomes maximum and I becomes minimum, that is 0. So when current is maximum, voltage is minimum. When voltage is minimum, current is maximum. Now XL here is omega into L, and omega is 2 pi into frequency. For direct current, frequency is 0, so XL is 0. So inductor provides an easy path for the flow of DC. DC current can pass through inductor easily, whereas inductor offers a resistive path to the flow of AC. Now come to their phase relationship. E is equal to E naught omega t. Here it is clear. Now current is lagging behind. It is lagging behind. So how much? 90 degree. So from here we have to go back by 90 degree. So this value of current. Now the length of the rotating vector I naught is slightly less than that of E naught, because I naught is equal to E naught by R. That is why I naught is length is less and that of E naught is large. So this shows you the phasor diagram of current and voltage. Now here you can see that XL varies directly with the frequency. So if we draw the graph of XL and frequency, it will be a straight line passing through origin. So XL is equal to omega L is just like resistance, and it is the measure of effective resistance offered, or you may say effective opposition offered by the inductor to the flow of AC through it. And this resistance is offered by the inductor because of the phase difference between the voltage and current. So it is something different from the resistance, though nature is same. So that's all about the current voltage relationship between across an AC circuit containing inductor only. Next circuit element is capacitor. So figure shows you a capacitor of capacitance C connected to a source of alternating EMF. And if E is equal to E naught, if E is equal to E naught sine omega t is the instantaneous value of EMF in the circuit, and Q is the charge present on the plate of the capacitor at that instant. So potential difference across the capacitor at that instant will be Q by C. Now using Kirchhoff's law, we can write, if you use Kirchhoff's law, this EMF will be positive, and here we are going toward decreasing potential, so it will be negative. So E minus Q by C is equal to 0. So E is equal to Q by C, so Q is equal to E into C, put the value of E. Now on differentiating charge we get current. Now cos omega t can be written as cos 90 plus theta and cos theta plus 90, both are the same. So sin 90 plus theta is your cos theta, so we can write here sin omega t plus pi by 2. We have to write the phase angle in terms of omega t plus minus anything, then only we can compare. Now here 1 by omega c is in the place of resistance, so this is your XC, inductive capacitance, and it is the measure of effective opposition offered by the capacitance in a AC circuit containing capacitor only. So I is equal to I naught sine omega t plus pi by 2. So now if you compare the phase angle of current and voltage, you find that here current plus, that is leads ahead, current is ahead of voltage by how much? By phase angle pi by 2. So current leads phase angle by a phase angle pi by 2. Current leads voltage by a phase angle pi by 2. So if t equal to 0, then sine 90, so it becomes 1, I is equal to I naught. So here at t equal to 0, current is maximum but in positive direction. So that is why we are starting from here. And at t by 4, you can check by putting its value in the expression. I becomes 0 and E becomes maximum. So this is the graphical relationship. Now, so when current is maximum, voltage is minimum. When current is minimum, voltage is maximum. This is the phase relationship between the current and voltage across capacitor. Now for DC, frequency is 0. So the value of XC is infinite. That is, inductive reactance is infinite. It will not allow the current to pass through it. So a capacitor offers infinite resistance to the flow of DC through it. That is, it blocks DC. A DC will not go ahead of capacitance in the circuit. Capacitor blocks DC. Now phase angle, you can see this is E naught. This gives the instantaneous value of E. Now current is 90 degree ahead, leads. Current is leading by phase angle pi by 2. So we have to draw I naught at 90 degree to E naught and length of I naught is less than E naught, because I naught is E naught by XC. So this gives us the phasor relationship, and here you can see XC is inversely proportional to frequency. So if we draw the graph of XC and frequency, it will be somewhat like this, as shown in the figure. So across AC circuit containing resistance only, both current and voltage are in the same phase. In an AC circuit containing inductance only, both current lags behind voltage by a phase angle pi by 2, and in case of circuit containing capacitance only, current leads voltage by a phase angle pi by 2. That's all. Thank you for watching.